Hello, and welcome to this episode of Orion Now. Today I'm joined by Suzanne Perrault, Executive Director of the DDA. We'll have an exciting update of what's happening at Friendship Park, and finally we'll be joined by Alaina Campbell, our Director of our local Chamber of Commerce. Stay tuned for an exciting episode of what's happening in our community. Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us. I'm pleased to welcome our first guest today, Suzanne Perrault, who's our Executive Director of the DDA. Suzanne, thanks for being here, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about what you're doing. I know, but I don't think some of our guests do. So first off, tell me a little bit about what is the DDA, what's it stand for, what is, kind of in general, what does it mean?
The DDA stands for Downtown Development Authority. We're actually a part of the Village of Lake Orion, and we capture a portion of our tax from the village, township, and Oakland County, and that funds our efforts.
Okay.
And we're really tasked with the opportunity to recruit and further develop businesses in the downtown. We have a commitment to historic preservation. We work on public improvement projects, and we have several special events and do different kinds of marketing and promotions in the downtown. So we're really overall manage the ongoing happenings in downtown.
Right, so the general business climate, you're tasked with pretty much anything and everything to do with that. So the events, promoting new business. So I actually sit on the board, so I know a little bit about the DDA, but again, I've run into people around town that have asked me, what is this DDA, you know, through articles they read. And I think, first of all, I think you're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
I am very passionate about our village. Obviously, the village falls within the township. It's part of the township. So not only do we provide some of the funding, but we also have an opportunity to have a voice and a say, which is great. So tell me a little bit about how in the world, so first about you, how did you decide to get involved with this type of line of work? And you know, obviously you're passionate about it.
I certainly am. I worked for a city manager when I was in college, and I thought, oh, this is really fun type of job, and I think I really want to be a city manager when I grow up. And that's kind of how I started my educational path. I have a bachelor's degree in political science with a concentration in public administration, and I also have almost completed my master's of public administration as well. So I began working for my hometown and was a clerk in the office, and then I was hired as a DDA director in Holly. I worked there for a number of years, and then in 2010, January of 2010, I started here as a DDA director in Lake Orion. And I just see so many opportunities with Lake Orion. I've really fallen in love with the downtown and the businesses, and you know, we have a healthy budget. We're able to do great projects that are making a lasting effect on downtown, and I mean, that's really something to get excited about. At least for me it is.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And like I said, having had the opportunity to work with you for about a year now, I can see your passion. I can see you're doing some really great things to really support the business and the residents in our village. I think it's very important for us to have a strong village in our community. So tell me about some of the projects you've been working on in the past, and we'll let you talk about what's going on kind of going forward. But tell me some of the projects so people kind of get a feel for what the DDA does.
Well, good or bad, we were able to complete a streetscape project in 2011, and that was a $2 million project that consisted of new street amenities in the downtown district and making that more walkable, as well as some underground improvements and paving a lot of Flint Street and Broadway Street, even out of the downtown center area. So although that was a very rough number of months for our businesses and the people that worked and lived downtown, it is a phenomenal improvement. And I've heard so many compliments on, you know, really people being happy that we were able to make that investment in order to attract more people downtown. I had one business that opened about less than 6 months after the streetscape was completed, and she said, I came down here because it looks so good. And that's something that we can really be proud of. So huge project for the DDA, probably the biggest project we'll ever do for quite some time. But I think that it was very much necessary, and I'm glad it's over.
And so are most of the commuters in the Bay Area.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I think it was a bit controversial, there's no question, I mean, for different reasons, but at the end of the day, I think it was a very successful project, and I think it's going to help the long-term sustainability of our village, because I think we have a lot of competition, right? We can't just sit back because other communities are constantly developing, constantly doing things. So.
And I want to make the point too that I think downtown is really for the whole community. I've often heard that downtown is the face of your community. So whether you're a village resident, a township resident, you live in Oxford, you live in Rochester, you can be proud of this downtown and enjoy these public improvements that have been made, and enjoy our restaurants, enjoy our shopping. And
I agree. I think that people that live in Lake Orion, most of them, 32,000 of them live in the township. Roughly 3,000 or so live in the village, but people don't say I live in the village or I live in Orion Township. Some do. Most people say I live in Lake Orion. We're one community. So, so that's really neat. So that was a huge project. Tell me some of the other things that the DDA does, and maybe some of the other projects you've worked on. Obviously not as large, but.
Well, in years past, we've offered facade improvement grants, and this is a 50-50 matching grant program that will allow property owners to rehab the exterior facade of their building. And we've had a number of businesses that have taken advantage of this in recent years. A couple that come to mind, Orion Music Studio, where the former Patty's Places, which is now Avenlia Spa and Salon. 51 North Brewery was another one. And we help make some of those improvements and try to get the downtown aesthetically looking pretty cohesive. We want downtown to look updated. We don't want blight in our downtown. And so we have been willing to offer a financial incentive to people that are willing to make those improvements as well.
Right. Now, one of my favorite programs that you've kind of taken on in the last year or so might not be, you don't see it as much as far as bricks and mortar on the street, but talk about the new logo, branding, and why is that important?
Branding is so important, and I think that kind of goes back to your comment about the 32,000 people that live in this community all say they're from Lake Orion. Well, what do we have that represents Lake Orion? It really, for me, that project started with, we had a very ugly logo, and it wasn't something that I was proud to put on my letterhead, or it wasn't something that I thought represented what our downtown is all about. So the DDA contracted with a company out of South Carolina that focuses in community marketing and community branding. We had them come in, we had many different stakeholder meetings, and we tried to represent the entire community. We had somebody from the township, someone from the schools, different residents, different business owners, and they kind of all participated in a visioning session on what Lake Orion is. And this company came back with a fantastic representation. So not only does the DDA have our identity remain intact, so we're able to communicate, who we are, but we also have this broad image of what Lake Orion is as well.
Okay, so I understand you have some samples to show us of some of the new branding items.
I do. Actually, one of the things that we're going to be offering this holiday season is different T-shirts with our new logo on it. The logo represents the lake, the downtown, and of course our parks and trail system. And then we can't have anything without the dragon head on it, right?
We have to have the dragon.
So important to
Mandatory.
us. So these are going to be for sale by the DDA, some of our downtown businesses and other places throughout the community. And I think I'm so impressed with the brand or the new logo for Lake Orion for everyone to use. And that's one thing that the DDA has really tried is to hand this logo out to our library, our chamber, the township, the village, and people can adapt this to what their own organization needs it for, but ultimately we're all representing Lake Orion consistently and with a very high quality image. So pretty proud of that project.
Right, and I am too. And you know, I think sometimes people maybe think that's not that big of a deal, but it is important to have a consistent brand to really promote what we're doing, especially when it comes to our local businesses. I know Alaina, when we bring her up next, she's going to talk a lot about, you know, her avid support for our local businesses. But I appreciate your efforts in that. So talk to me a little bit about, so Streetscape was a big project. I love the logo and the branding, and some signs hopefully will come out of
In
that.
the future,
some
absolutely.
wayfinding type
Yes.
measures. Parking.
Parking.
What's
yes.
going on with parking in the
Well,
village?
we're actually in the middle of a parking project right now. The DDA had a property downtown donated to us. The property is just off of Broadway and in a great location that would serve for public parking. The owner of Sagebrush, the Zarga family, donated the property to us in exchange for us putting the public improvements of the lot in.
Okay, so Sagebrush. What? I've never heard of this place.
Okay, well, it's obviously our anchor business downtown.
So
and
we like Sagebrush.
We do like Sagebrush. It brings so much traffic to our
does.
downtown, and
I was kidding. I've been to Sagebrush one time.
I know. Well, as you know, it is a very important asset in our downtown, and I think this new parking lot is going to be beneficial to his business as well as our other businesses downtown to have more parking in such close proximity. And with the property being donated to us, it was a very hard offer to refuse. We're spending about $160,000 for 40 new parking spaces. I know when I talk to new businesses on the phone, they're very excited to hear that we're going to have more parking in downtown.
Right, and I think that's really key. I think you know, some of the potential criticism has been, and once people understand it, I think the criticism dies down. But I hear some of it too. You know, why would we tear down a great building?
Absolutely, and I would love to comment on that because, and it does seem unusual for a DDA to participate in demolishing a building in downtown. Absolutely, and a lot of people in our community have expressed concern that they have a lot of great memories in that building as well. But again, the opportunity for more parking, the need for more parking, the property being donated to us, all of those things really lined up for us to move forward with this project.
And I know there was a study, because I sit on the DDA board, that the county did for us.
They did.
And quite frankly, I think we were losing. Businesses were taking a look and then choosing to not invest in our community because of the lack of parking. So I think it really does create an opportunity for some more businesses that would maybe shy away from our village to actually consider investing and locating in our community. So
yes.
Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm really glad that you're in our community. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I think we're lucky to have you and look forward to continually working with you in the future here.
Great, thank you.
So thank you.
I appreciate it.
So stay tuned, and we will be right back with Alaina Campbell.
Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night. Oh what a night.
It's Ladies' Night Out at the Orion Center on Friday, November 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. The Orion Area Chamber of Commerce will once again partner with Orion Township to offer a night of ladies-only fun. Over 40 vendors will offer a little something for everyone, including tasty treats and multiple wine tasting stations. There will also be raffle prizes and demonstrations, and Tim McGraw tribute artist Alan Scott will provide live entertainment. Round up a group of your BFFs and register today. The first 100 women through the door will receive a free gift bag. That's Ladies' Night Out at the Orion Center, Friday, November 15th. Call 248-391-0304, extension 305 to register today, or visit orionareachamber.com for more information.
This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be.
Welcome back. We have changed venues, and we're pleased to welcome Alaina Campbell. We are in the basement of ONTV Studios with a lot of stuff. This is not the set of QVC. All these things you see are from local merchants, right? So Alaina Campbell, who is the executive director of our Chamber of Commerce, welcome. So first off, I want to talk to you about an initiative that I love that you and I have been talking about for over a year now, this welcome bag. We've been talking a lot about all these new residents that are going to be coming to our community. 747 is landing in Orion. 747 new home starts over the next couple years. So Alaina, thank you for being here and tell me a little bit about 747 and what is the chamber doing to try to not only welcome our new residents but promote our local businesses.
Yes, well, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for having me today. Something that is extremely important for a new community member is to feel welcome immediately. We moved to this town 17 years ago, and we knew nothing about Lake Orion. And I remember getting a basket of information, and I was thrilled. I sat down and immediately poured through all of the information because we didn't know. We knew we had to get a new doctor, we had to get a new dentist. We didn't know where to go to the grocery store. We knew nothing. So it's very exciting to get some type of a welcome package when you move to a new community. So, as you mentioned before, you and I and Suzanne Perrault, who you just had on as well from the DDA, had sat down and talked about how can we welcome these new community members here. And so what we came up with was
Drum roll.
a canvas boat bag. And very appropriate that we chose a boat bag because we do live in Lake Orion. It will have the brand new, which Suzanne just talked about on your show, Lake Orion logo on the front of the bag. It was sponsored by Flip Spot Gymnastics and Cheer, so their logo will go on the other side. And this bag will be filled with information about our community. Most importantly, it will be filled with information about our businesses. And businesses have a couple of different opportunities to make sure they're included in the bag. They can either put an item in the bag, so if they'd like to put a pen or a coffee mug, a keychain, something like that, or they can put a postcard in the bag. The postcard can have a coupon on it, because of course we want to get them into their businesses. And these bags will be sitting on the kitchen counter of the new residents. So when they walk into their new home or their new apartment for the very first time, they're going to have this beautiful bag sitting there filled with information for them.
So similar to Suzanne's job promoting our local businesses in the village, you kind of promote not only the village businesses but all of the Orion area businesses. And so tell me a little bit about why is it so important to reach these residents if we want to promote our local businesses when they move into their house on their kitchen counter?
Well, studies show that a new resident spends more in their first 6 months than an established resident does in 3 years. So you have a huge opportunity, businesses have a huge opportunity for not only income for their business, but also to gain new clients and new customers immediately. And studies also show that new residents are typically will remain more loyal to your business over time as well. So you want to reach them immediately once they move into the community.
Right, so the people are coming and I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you, what's been the response from our local business community to this idea?
The response has been tremendous. It's been so tremendous that we extended the deadline for November 30th, to November 30th. So if there are businesses still out there who want to participate, it's definitely not too late. There's still a little over a month left. They can contact the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce and they can still participate and get their information in the bag.
Wonderful. So yeah, the feedback I've gotten has been overwhelmingly positive, and I am just so thrilled to be a small part of just trying to push and make this happen, because I think it's important that we all are working together, our DDA, our chamber, our village, our township, in promoting the people that are invested in our community. So, okay, what is going on here? I mean, I see a few things I really like. You know, I got the food in front of me here. I got some Dairy Queen. I've got some beer.
Yeah.
So talk to me about all these great things you brought today.
Well, when you asked me to be on the show, I've had this idea for a while, and I thought, okay, today's the day I'm going to pull it together and we're going to make it happen. We are, as you know, very big proponents of shopping local. And you know, I've talked about a lot of different statistics. For example, for every $100 that is spent locally, 68 of it stays here in the community. And every time that money recirculates more and more in the community, it benefits our local economy and it benefits us. So sometimes when they talk about how the economy is so bad and that sort of thing at the national level, people feel helpless. They don't know that they can help in some way.
Right.
And so this is a way that people can help their local economy remain strong or become stronger. So as we all know, after Halloween is over, what's the next big thing that we're all going to be scrambling around thinking about, and that's going to be Christmas shopping.
Right, and we had a great Halloween, but now we're on to Christmas.
Yes, exactly. So what I wanted to do was pull together some different products and services from around our community and encourage people when they're out doing their Christmas shopping to think local first. And so I wanted to go give people some ideas.
Give us some ideas, okay?
So-
I like I said, I see some that jump right out at me. I like those.
Yep.
So
I am just going to kind of go around and talk quickly about the different things that we have. And I tried to think a little bit outside the box because we do know there are those people out there that are really hard to buy for. And
we all have those on our list. yes.
Exactly. So I was trying to think of some creative ideas. For example, you'll notice I have a Jets pizza box here, and you might wonder, okay, you're just going to buy somebody pizza? No. What about as a great teacher gift, or even for your pastor? The week of Christmas is extremely busy and crazy. We're all running around trying to get our last minute shopping done.
Yes.
We're baking those
Guilty.
cookies. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, we're crazy.
Not guilty of the baking part.
Right. Wouldn't it be fabulous if Jets Pizza showed up at your door
Yes.
on one of those busy nights and said, here's a gift from your neighbor, Jan and Mike, Merry Christmas.
Wow.
And what a relief, now you don't have to cook dinner that evening. Another great idea, of course, are gift certificates from our local restaurants. All of our local restaurants offer gift certificates. Those are great gifts that you can get people, and then they can just go out to eat and have an evening where they don't have to cook. There are great stocking stuffers. We all have teenagers in our lives or college students. A gift certificate from Dairy Queen is a great stocking stuffer. They love to go there.
Adults love Dairy Queen.
The
too.
adults love
Yes.
Dairy Queen too. Yes, I've been there more times than I probably should be, but we love it. Gas cards are great. We have the Sunoco gas station downtown. We have the mobile gas station on the corner of Silver Bell and M24. You know, teenagers love gas cards because they never have any money. Imagine that. For that special woman in your life, we have Simply Marcella in downtown Lake Orion, who has, of course, beautiful pearl jewelry, which I am wearing. I love this store and have purchased many items there.
Very nice. I am not wearing anything from Simply Marcella.
Well, that's probably a good thing. But they do, although they do have ties, and they do have some men's items as well. So your wife
It is a great store.
could probably find something for you there. We have some pasties from Uncle Peter's Pasties on M24. A lot of people don't know that you can buy these pasties frozen. I know this, and my freezer has a lot of them in it. These are homemade pasties. They're made from scratch. Really excellent ingredients. The crust is so flaky, it's unbelievable. And you can buy them frozen and just pop them in the oven for an hour at 350, and you've got a hot dinner. And what goes really well with a pasty, but maybe a growler from 51 North. You can do takeout beer from 51 North. You can go purchase a growler and bring it home, cook your pasty. You've got a great dinner during the holiday season. Also a great gift for that guy in your life, of course. Also some things I was trying to think a little bit outside the box, like I said. How about maybe your wife has been telling you for years that she wants to get new window treatments.
And
Yeah.
that's a lot of women out there.
Exactly. So you can go to Lake Orion Window Treatments in downtown Lake Orion. You could get her a gift certificate, and she can go in and pick out what she would like.
Wow.
Or maybe that hardwood floor that she's been dying to have in the dining room or the family room. You can go to Builder's Custom Flooring and get her a gift certificate. I mean, personally, I would be thrilled if my husband came home and gave me a gift like this for Christmas. We also have in the front a beautiful dress from Divas on Broadway. It's a wonderful high-end consignment shop in downtown Lake Orion. I've bought many of my work clothes there, but a great place to go and shop if you need that special holiday dress or something for New Year's
And
Eve.
speaking of special holiday gear, we got something behind us here.
Yes, and right across from Divas is Twice Blessed, where they have children's clothing. Again, a high-end consignment shop where you can find some really cute Christmas outfits. We've got the Grinch up here. Hopefully the Grinch doesn't steal your Christmas.
Look at
And
this.
yes,
I mean, that's
Chris
amazing.
wants
Yeah.
to be Batman.
I kind of do.
Yes.
I might have to pick that one up just for myself.
Yes, you should. You should. You are a superhero.
Aw.
We know you are. So, so these are some examples of some more clothing from Twice Blessed and Divas. And then also, maybe you struggle to get your Christmas lights up. Birmingham Seal Coat will come and put your Christmas lights up for you as well. So if you can have the prettiest house on the block. So
Birmingham Seal Coat, which is located in Lake Orion, Michigan.
That's right.
A good local
It
business.
is.
Yeah.
It is. They're actually our neighbors. So
That's great.
So we just wanted to show people that there are many, many unique items available right here in our own town that they can go out and shop for locally for Christmas.
That is wonderful. I think that I couldn't agree with you more about this. Your first choice should be this. If you can support our local businesses, there's nothing that's better for our community, because the money stays in our community, than supporting our local businesses. I appreciate the advice. I need it. The first year I was married, I thought it was a great idea to buy kitchen appliances for my wife, but they weren't on her list. So if you need advice, don't take it from me.
Right.
Check in with Alaina, which, by the way, congratulations, you've recently moved your office to the village.
Yes.
So the Chamber of Commerce is located right across the street from the brewery.
Yes, it is. As you so aptly point out.
I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but Alaina brought a growler
Yes.
today, half empty.
We are so excited to be in downtown Lake Orion. We're in the old POH Medical Building. That sign is still up there. We are working on getting it changed. DJ Crashers is in the building with us, and so is Birmingham Seal Coat. The building was totally renovated by the building owner, and I think it had been vacant for maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5, but now it's full. It has
Right.
3, us in it and 2 other businesses, so that's bringing even more foot traffic to downtown Lake Orion. So it's very exciting.
That is really exciting. Well, thank you for bringing all this stuff and for the awesome gift ideas. I got a couple already just from this little presentation. I didn't know that was one of your specialties, but you're definitely gifted at that. And I would just encourage those of you who are maybe watching that our chamber is so awesome, and they have grown so much even in the past year. It's funny, I've heard some statements like, wow, the chamber actually does care about my business through this welcome bag thing. They really do want to help my business, and I think that we're just so blessed to not only have you, but to have Suzanne advocating for our local businesses. So.
Thank you, Chris.
So the one people can go to the website.
Yep,
which
people
is,
can go to our website.
It's on the screen now.
OrionAreaChamber.com. If you're not a member, there's a Join Now button right on the right-hand side of the homepage there. They can call our office at 248-693-6300.
Great.
Or they can come visit us at 46 West Shadbolt. And our entrance is off Lapeer Street.
Right.
It's not on Shadbolt. The address is Shadbolt, but our door is actually on Lapeer Street. So they can come visit us too.
Great. Well, I hope that you'll take advantage of that. And I got to tell you that this episode is really exciting and fun for me because it does kind of show that not only the village and the township, but our DDA and our chamber are all working together so well. And we're having a lot of fun. And we're trying to do some really great things to support our local businesses. So, again, thank you for coming out and for bringing all these great things.
Thank you.
And if you don't catch anything else from this episode, please consider buying local first this holiday season. It will really support our community. that's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to our next episode coming soon. So have a great, wonderful start to your shopping season.